visible from every vantage, which had to mean something. She had found it almost by accident, tripping out of the Carnival Tavern after 3 stingers. "We've all been stood up," the waitress had tut-tutted, snapping the bill holder at her hip. "But we still pay up." "I wasn't stood up," Penny said. After all, Mr. D had called, the hostess summoning Penny to one of the hot telephone booths. Penny was still tugging her skirt free from its door hinges when he broke it to her. He wasn't coming tonight, and wouldn't be coming again. He had many reasons why, beginning with his busy work schedule, the demands of the studio, plus negotiations with the union were going badly. By the time he got around to the matter of his wife and 6 children, she wasn't listening, letting the phone drift from her ear. Gazing through the booth's glass accordion doors, she looked out at the long row of spinning lanterns strung along the bar's windows. They reminded her of the magic lamp she had when she was small, scattering galloping horses across her bedroom walls. You could see the Carnival Tavern from miles away because of the lanterns. It was funny seeing them close up, the faded circus clowns silhouetted on each. They looked so much less glamorous, sort of shabby. She wondered how long they'd been here, and if anyone even noticed them anymore. She was thinking all these things while Mr. D was still talking, his voice hoarse with logic and finality, a faint aggression. He concluded by saying surely she agreed that all the craziness had to end. "You were a luscious piece of candy," he said, "but now I gotta spit you out." After, she walked down the steep exit ramp from the bar, the lanterns shivering in the canyon breeze. And she walked and walked, and that was how she found the canyon arms, tucked off behind hedges so deep you could disappear into them. The smell of the jasmine so strong, she wanted to cry. "You're an actress, of course," Mrs. Stahl said, walking her to bungalow number 4. "Yes," she said. "I mean, no," shaking her head. She felt like she was drunk. It was the apricot. No. Mrs. Stahl's cigarette. No. It was her lipstick. Tangy, with its sweet orange smell, just like Penny's own mother. "Well," Mrs. Stahl said, "we're all actresses, I suppose." "I used to be," Penny finally managed. "But I got practical. I do makeup now, over at Republic." Mrs. Stahl's eyebrows, thin as seaweed, lifted. "Maybe you could do me sometime." It was the beginning of something, she was sure. No more living with sundry starlets stacked bunk to bunk in one of those stucco boxes in West Hollywood, the Shamrock, the sun-kissed villa, the smell of cold cream and last night's sweat, a brush of talcum powder between the legs. She hadn't been sure she could afford to live alone, but Mrs. Stahl's rent was low, surprisingly low. And if the job at Republic didn't last, she still had her kitty, which was fat these days on account of those 6 months with Mr. D, a studio man with a sofa in his office that wheezed and puffed. Even if he really meant what he said, that it really was kaput, she still had that last check he'd given her. He must have been planning the brush off, because it was the biggest yet, and made out to cash. And the Canyon Arms had other advantages. Number 4, like all the bungalows, was already furnished. Sun-bleached zebra print sofa and key lime walls, that bright white kitchen with its cherry-sprigged wallpaper. The first place she'd ever lived that didn't have rust stains in the tub or the smell of mothballs everywhere. And there were built-in bookshelves filled with novels and